Hi peeps, thought I'd do a few tutorials in different parts. I'll probably do sort of like a real beginner's one, which is going to be this one, and maybe some medium experience and maybe experience type on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Uh, I wanted to get I wanted to sort of like go into um, the aspect of doing some videos up for people who want to get into airlines. They've probably become quite proficient in their flight training for light aircraft. However, they want to get into airlines, the bigger, the A320s and the 787, and be able to, get into it and enjoy it rather than get too wrapped up probably in the mechanics of it all. So I'm going to show you probably a way to get into it, enjoy it without having to, probably do things like cold starts and stuff. There's probably enough videos out there on the market that and YouTube to be able to show those things. So what I want to do is we'll start here and we'll go through the basics of getting into the airline so you can at least enjoy it, and we'll do a run. So I'm going to do a run from flight route from KSEA, which is of course Seattle, through to KPDX, which is Portland. It's not too far. We'll probably use high altitude airways, even though I'll probably reduce decrease the altitude that Microsoft give you. And that's the other thing I'm going to be doing, is using just Microsoft. Now there is SimBrief. Most of us all use SimBrief. It provides you with quite a bit of accuracy and options in regards to your flight route. I'm actually in Australia, and I'm going to be operating flights in America. Now, there's a reason why, and I'll show you that a bit later. I'm using an i9 computer with 32 gig of RAM, fast video card. I've got a joystick Logitech, which is the X52. I suggest you get yourself a really good equipment because it's high in resources, this particular program. So, you really want something that's going to be able to cope with it all. Let's get straight into it. We'll go to world map. That's the first thing you're going to be going to. In the world map, as you can see, we've already got North America here. In North America, I've got a bit of sunlight. I won't do it. I'll do night flights on another video. So there is a little bit of difference there. So we're at KSEA at Seattle. So you're going to be selecting a departure point and arrival point. Obviously, you'll be selecting the aircraft. I've got the Boeing 787-10, and of course, this particular aircraft is available on premium. I've got a premium purchase of this particular product. The flight conditions are automatic, as you can see. Whatever's happening in the real world is going to happen here, so it's all live. And I've got it set up so multiplayer is off. I don't want, the drongos out there who do low-level approaches and, buzz towers and stuff. It's just crazy stuff. You want to keep it simulated fairly realistically. But in time, I think you get rid of those people and you probably just jump on the multiplayer. If you're using Project Fly and things like that, you probably want to see the other players that are en route, etc. Okay, so if you're selecting it, you can actually just, if it's you've been using it a fair bit, you can see KSEA there. I'm just going to type in KSEA and you'll see that the search results come up straight away with it. And you're going to need to select a departure point because the default is the runway. And of course, the runway, in actual fact, you're not going to start off from there. You really want to start off cold. It won't take too long, as you'll see, to get up and running. If you do cold, there's a quick way of getting into it, of course, without having to do a complete cold start. If you click on this, it sets you up as departure, but you really want to be able to click that top portion to be able to give you zoom to details, because zoom to details allows you to get straight into the actual airport itself with all the gates. And as you can see, probably this area here is probably the most popular gate area, which you would think that's a terminal. Now, if you want to check that out, as you can see, there's a plane already on the taxiway. If you want to check that out, then what you do is you can go to a website called SkyVector. Now, skyvector.com, this is the reason why I fly in North America, if I don't have much time, is because Sky Vector gives you all the charts. So if you actually select KSEA, which I've done, to KPDX, you can just highlight them and then click, and then just you'll see what the ICAO code, and you'll be able to pop that into here. And as soon as you go to these, you can actually go to the airport diagrams, all the instrument approach, departure procedures, arrival. So you've got everything at your fingertips. You don't have to hunt for a chart, and it's all free. Yeah, so that's good in itself. Okay, airport diagram. There's the airport diagram. As you can see, it's the same as we discussed. There's the terminal on the right hand side. So obviously that's where we're going to be, parking something. Now the gate on a 787, you probably want a medium or heavy. So, but a small gate, it won't matter for these purposes. Sometimes they will put a medium gate over in cargo or somewhere. You don't want to start off that. You got passengers on board, yeah. So we know that that's the area. We can flip back to the actual program itself, and we'll select parking, where obviously there's no other plane that's there. So we'll just hit some parking, set that as a departure, and it will come up, select here, ramp as medium, which is quite nice. So we'll be able to, that's a decent sized ramp for the size of the aircraft. Select arrival airport. It's KPDX Portland. You could type it in. I've just got to reset. And then again, zoom to details. You might want to make some notes and stuff of whereabouts you're actually going to park the plane in the gate, just to make it, if you're on VATSIM and that, they might even give you which gate parking, and you'll need to find the correct taxiways and stuff to it. All the taxiways and got letters on them, as you can see, and that you'll be told by ATC. We're going to be using Microsoft ATC here, which is not as good as if you have true representation like VATSIM or something. So as you can see, there's B, and that's quite often we'll be taking off on 16 left as a common runway that they get you to take off. As you can see, it's quite a large runway as well, and they usually get the planes coming in on center or the right if you're flying in. Okay, so we know that we're about there, and we're probably going to be on that B taxiway. Okay, so we're going to select the arrival parking. So we'll just, the chances are that it's coming into this runway anyway, in which case we could choose parking on the side, and we'll set that as the arrival. Make sure you don't say departure, otherwise it says gate small, but for our purposes we'll just probably stick with that anyway. Now the most handiest thing I can tell you about this is you're not going to be flying VFR, so it's not visual flight rules. We're going to be going by high altitude airways, of course, little planes, just to make sure the separations and the correct routes are outside of that military get to use. So obviously these are all set, and it's just like going down a freeway. We do have a couple of different approaches, as you can see. So if you wanted to, you can change the approach that we're going to be doing, and we are going to change it because more than likely en route we will be told which runway to land at, and it's important that we get ourselves lined up, and I'll tell you the reason why a bit later, but well, actually I'll just mention it quickly, is that Microsoft sometimes on their ATC, by the time you've actually gone past a waypoint, it's telling you to change the route, in which case then if you're on your autopilot, then it's going to do some heavy banking to get where it's meant to go. The other thing that I will mention in this particular program is you can actually have a look at, you can actually change some layers. If you click the layers, you can actually see weather radar. So you can actually see the satellite map over top, an overlay of the weather. You can see where the icing, areas of icing and stuff might occur. So areas of turbulence. So it's just it's actually really good. This particular website, I must say, is it's I'm not sure where they obviously get their money from advertising, so good luck to them. So yeah, yep. So utilize the information that comes off that. Okay, so we've got the gate set, arrival set. We're high altitude airways, and those are the most important things. Yeah. So departure, we know the approach is going to be automatic and it's high altitude. So I'm going to be clicking fly at this stage, and we'll come back real soon.